Hi, I'm Max and we're about to send magic cards to the edge of space.
But why? Well, this all came about because of something really quite wholesome, the Max Unfinity preview card campaign on Twitter. Bradley Rose decided to run a campaign to get me my first ever Magic preview card for Infinity, even going as far as to campaign outside Command Fest Bellevue with an actual sign. For my part, I did a giveaway where I asked people to suggest ways in which I could preview a card. One simple suggestion from my friend Emma kind of stuck in my head.
Space!
Unfinity is space themed. Surely it would be kind of neat to send the space theme set into actual space? I mean, how hard can it be? My goal was to get this balloon from here all the way up to here, 35 kilometers above Earth, which is about 4 times the height of Mount Everest and about 3 times the height at which most planes fly. At that height, the balloon pops and the payload parachutes gently back down to Earth, where you, in theory, recover it. Simple, right? Well, what do we need to get this thing in the air? It's not rocket science, but it does require some stuff. GPS, a radio transmitter, software to send your position via radio, a small computer to run the software on, batteries, a way of receiving the position, a camera if you want one, a box to put everything in, a parachute so it comes down safely, a big balloon, helium, and cord to tie everything together. And after all that, we need the most important ingredient of all, hope. I'll skip the construction steps for now. Safe to say it took many weeks, but in the end I ended up with a polystyrene box full of electronics. Let me know in the comments if you want to know more about how I made this. During this time, Wizards of the Coast reached out to me and asked if I would like to preview a card from Infinity. They had been watching the campaign with great interest. So now I had something I wanted to send up, my preview card. Unfortunately, due to scheduling issues, my card preview was on the 21st of September, which is 3 days before the date I'd actually picked for the flight. However, in a wonderful alignment of fate, I actually managed to get my hands on a booster pack of Infinity, which I could send up instead. So, crunch time, the day of the flight. The flight path predictions had been sketchy for a few days, but we made a game day decision to fly. On the day, I was being aided by the wonderful Steve from Random Engineering, one of the experts of high altitude ballooning in the UK. Inside the payload, I put a card with all of my Patreon supporters' names on, and also Bradley's, just to say that their name has been to the edge of space, which is pretty cool, right? With the payload set and pre-flight checks passed, it was finally time to fly. We filled up the balloon, and with my heart in my mouth,
Good luck.
up it went. On the ground, I was receiving telemetry, GPS positioning, and in-flight photos, which was being tracked by a network of receivers across the UK. At 35,932 metres, the balloon popped, immediately sending the payload into a downward spiral at nearly 100 miles per hour. On the ground, I was tracking the flight, trying to work out where it would land, with my friend Tim guiding me Annika Rice treasure hunt style to the predicted landing site. We had landed, but where? I arrived in a small town called Cromer near Stevenage, a local gem known for its impressive old mill and its admittedly perplexing rivalry with Cromer in Norfolk. The payload was predicted to land at the corner of this field, which is full of straw. Unfortunately, I couldn't immediately see it, and it wasn't making the beeping sound that I expected. Sadly, you can't just press R3 to activate Witcher senses in real life. After trying and failing to get a GPS position using my car's aerial, I was resigned to searching the field. However, fate smiled on me, and the predicted landing site was spot on. I found it, and I cannot tell you how relieved and happy I was to actually find it. It was a little worse for wear, having hit the ground at around 9 meters per second. On impact, the action camera had broken free from its mount and disconnected the power supply from the Raspberry Pi. At that moment, I knew why the buzzer I added wasn't working. In all truth, I was very lucky to actually get this payload back. I also managed to recover the pack of Infinity intact. Today I set out to send a magic booster pack to space and back is not a sentence that I thought I'd be saying until a few months ago, but this project has been incredibly fun and also stressful at times in roughly equal measure. I really hope you enjoy the results. I will be posting a follow-up video containing the full onboard camera footage, so if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, check it out. A huge thanks to Steve from Random Engineering, Dave, and the rest of the wonderful folks at UK HAS who endured my progress updates and helped me actually get this project off the ground. Bradley Rose for the Max Infinity preview card campaign. I'm not sure I'd have done this without you. And my wonderful patrons who help me fulfill these crazy projects. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.